Hey guys, welcome back to Struggleville 2 YouTube channel. For this video, we're building bridges, or at least a bridge, singular. And I'm not talking about some pansy metaphorical bridge. No, legitimate utility bridge. We're bridging the gap. Okay, now this bridge was purchased from Northern Tool. I will put a link down below, but also on my website, struggleville.net, I have a weekly updated list of the most discounted Northern Tool items. That's actually how I found this bridge. That page also has any available promo codes. So if there's a $10 off a $50 purchase or a $20 off a $200 purchase, those promo codes are available there as well. So be sure to check it out. See if you can find anything on sale or at least save yourself some money if you are interested in this bridge. So we're going to unbox it. We're going to build it. I'm going to show you where I'm going to put it and we'll see what we think of it. First piece I pulled out of the box. Now I'm hoping that's supposed to be curved, because if not, oh boy, that's not a good start. Hopefully it's supposed to be like that. Time to check out what's in the box. Now we have two flat panels here, some plugs of some sort, bag of hardware right here. Now one thing you may want to pay attention to is, like, look at this screw. That screw's not put in all the way. That screw's sticking up. So we may have to go over this real quick with the impact driver before we build anything and just make sure all our screws are at least tight. Now here are the other pieces. We have 6 of the little handrail guys. Notice they have a hole in the top because this came with 6 solar lights that go in there. The solar lights came in a separate box. So I already have them on my deck just sitting there. I'll show them to you as we get to them in the instructions, but I just wanted them to be out in the sun to get charging. We have several of these sticks, looks like 8 of them, and they are curved. So I'm guessing that's intentional. And we have 3 of these guys, the same as what I showed you at the start. And then we got this guy here. The instructions, pretty simple. Just a single page front and back. So hopefully we can figure this out. But I'm going to tighten those screws first. For our first step, we have to join our 2 base pieces, and we're using our 3 1x4 looking pieces. This was that curved guy I got at the end, and we're going to line up the holes. Now, I'll show you that in a second. In the bag, there's 3 sizes of bolts. The smallest bolts in the bag are what we're going to use to bolt this together. There's a bolt, nut, and 2 washers for it, and obviously we're just going through all of those holes. You can see at each spot, we're just lining up the holes in that 1x4 with this guy here. And that's supposed to be on the inside. It's just laying there. Got the first step just about done. Notice on these ends, there's no bolts here and there's no bolts here, but all the other holes get filled. And I'm guessing the pillar for the handrail is going to get bolted through that and probably needs longer bolts, probably the longest bolts to get that all connected. But look, just like that, these bolts are 14mm, or you can also use a 9/16. I'm going to tighten those down and then move on to the next step. For step 2, we have to fill our gap left by joining the 2 pieces. So we have this guy here, there's 6 screws, and all the screws in the bag are the same size. They're Phillips, so, and the recess side goes up. So we're just gonna line it up like so, center it, and screw it down. Beautiful. Now, step 3. We got to build the handrails, which, by the way, every time I see this one piece, it's annoying me. Definitely shouldn't have left the factory like that. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, so we got to build these handrails, right? So you have 3 of the pillars and then 4 of the rails that go in the middle. And you'll notice these guys have little notches. And these just push in like so. Okay? Now these aren't real clean holes, so it's kind of a pain to do. You may want to use a chisel or a screwdriver or something to clean them up a little bit, or at least make your life a little easier if you have a rubber mallet or a dead blow hammer to tap on the pillars to get them to seat correctly. It's also important to do these the correct way. The center one has cutouts on both ends. The end ones only have cutouts on one side, but you need all these screw holes facing the same way. So make sure you have that right. You're going to do it twice. Now we're not going to actually put screws in there yet. I'm assuming we're going to line it up on the bridge first because these can move a little bit and then screw it down after, but we'll see what the instructions say. I got to build this other one now. 2 sets of rails all ready to go. The next step is to put the rails on the bridge itself. We have, 8 bolts left. The shorties go on the ends and the longies go to the middle. Now the instructions, it shows these small screws on the outside so they're facing out. I feel like that's dumb. Why would I want them facing out? And I can't think of any reason why they can't face in. So I'm going to turn these around so the screws that hold these guys together are facing the inside. But I'm going to attach the post first because these handrails kind of wobble there and I want to make sure it all fits before anything's tight. So let's give it a shot, see what happens. One side is done, the bolt part anyways, not the screws yet. So my dilemma a little bit is I feel like these are almost too short because like this guy you can kind of tell is leaned inwards, but if I straighten him anymore, he's not into this anymore. But I like how that one is. I think it's pretty straight. And I think this one, if anything, this one could come out a little bit too. I mean, I don't want them all like that. So we might have to cheat a little bit to make sure our screws catch. But anyway, next thing I'm going to do is lay it down and then put all those screws on the insides. I don't know if we're going to catch anything on this one. I'm going to have to try and split the difference here and see what happens. All the screws are now in. One side down, one side to go. Handrails all set. I'm going to reiterate, I wish the railings here were a little bit longer because you can see how gappy it is. And you can only go so far. Like, I think that one looks pretty good like that. I don't want to lean it in more to bring that in because I think it looks good like that. Anyway, I think they should have been longer. Now, those little caps, little plugs that were in this bag, I'm guessing if you're not using your solar lights to plug off the holes in the top, I didn't put it all the way in because I am going to grab those solar lights. Luckily, I think I can figure out the solar lights without the instructions because those are gone with the wind. Getting these solar lights all put in. Now, they are about the cheapest solar lights you'd ever see in your life, so I don't know how long these things are going to last, but I post solar light deals all the time on the website because these things are always available. So if you need some replacements or you just want something a little bit different, send me an email. Email address is in the description down below. Mention this video and I will personally find you a promo code for a good deal on solar lights. Okay, so there's a switch here. Before you put them in, make sure to turn it on. And this guy's just going to screw back in like so. And you just push it in the hole. You know how to do that. So there it is. I'm going to get this thing over to its final resting place. Give you a few looks at it there. And we'll see what it looks like at night. So there's the little bridge. All set up in its little spot in the little bird pit here. And this is actually day 2. I will tell you that the solar lights are very dim. Dim enough we could call them Biden lights. That's too obvious. We'll call them Sleepy Joe solar lights, okay? Very dim. Now this one over here on the left didn't come on at all. I came out and checked to make sure the switch was on. It was. Didn't come on at all. But now it was outside all day long. So we'll see if they come on or if that one comes on tonight. So dim last night that you can't even see the bridge from the lights that are above it. So definitely not impressed with the lights. I think overall it looks kind of neat. But light replacement very likely. We'll see tonight, but we'll see. Telling you they look brighter on camera than they do in person. But look, day 2, 2 lights out. That light only lasted 1 day. That light never turned on at all. And these look incredibly brighter on here. Why is that? They look so much brighter. Huh. They actually look pretty decent on here. I'm telling you, they don't look that way. I like them more on here than I do in person. I'll be damned. So anyway, I still wouldn't buy it for the lights because 2 of them are already broken. I'm shocked at how much brighter it looks. How can I get a representation of... I feel like the sky even looks bright. It's 10 o'clock at night right now. The sky ain't that damn bright. That looks kind of cool. Anyway, there it is, guys. Thanks for watching.